Hey 6th grade, welcome to yet another home lesson. Today we're going to be talking about writing numbers, and we're going to be talking about writing numbers in 3 different formats: standard, word, and expanded. Now, as you know, this is a YouTube video, and you can stop YouTube videos whenever you want to. And you should definitely pause me whenever you need to. Make sure you're following along on your sheet, because there will be times to fill in and you gotta pause me, and I'm not gonna tell you this time, okay, like I did last time. You're gonna have to know, okay, I need to fill this in, let me push pause and jot this down. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about writing numbers in 3 forms. The first is standard form, the next is word form, and finally expanded form. Okay, let's start with standard form, which is how we normally write numbers. Okay, that's the definition of standard form for you. For example, take a look at this number here. It's written in standard form. How would you say this number? How would you say that? Okay, that's what word form is going to be. Word form is how you say numbers, or how you write them out with words, okay? So, for example, this number, 76,952, would be written like this. And if you take a look at this comma here, it separates 3 numbers, comma, and then you could put another 3 numbers, even though there's only 2, and then you put another comma, and so on. So, this section of numbers is the thousands. So it's 76,000, right here. You see 76,952 ones. 952, okay? Let me just break that down for you one more time. Here's another example. This number, I wrote the sections of each 3 numbers below it. So this first section is always going to be the ones. This second section is going to be the thousands. And finally, down here, we're going to have the millions. And that's always the same. And once you've memorized these section names, it's really easy to write it out in words, because 23 in the millions will turn into 23 million. 48 in the thousand section will turn to 48,000. And 150 is plain old 150. And then you smush it all together and you get 23,048,150. Simple, right? You just have to memorize these guys, these little labels for each section, okay? Doesn't matter the individual place value of each number, just the sections between commas. Okay? Let's try this one. So, again, take a look. Think in your head of which section each is. Which section is this? That's the 1 section. What section is this? That's the thousand section. And finally, down here is the million section. So it's really easy once you know that, because you just say the number and then you say the section. So 104 million, just like it's written here. 297,000. 9. Simple, simple. 104,297,009. And we don't say the word and. Sometimes I slip up and I say it too, but you're not supposed to say it, and you're definitely not supposed to write it, because saying and actually means a decimal point. And we're not dealing with decimals, so you don't want to say the word and. Okay, so take a look one more time at the last example, and now we're going to talk about what if it's already in words. If I do that, okay. What if it's already in words, okay? For example, 67,302,045. Well, it's the same thing. You're going to separate by commas. This is the 1 section, because it's the first separation. This is the thousand section, and you can tell because it says thousand. And then this is the million section. So you're going to write out each number. This is 67 million. This is 302,000. And this is 45. And when you're done with that, you can add it all together and you get your answer in standard form. It's really easy. And this also looks a little bit like expanded form, which we're going to learn next, but it's not quite expanded form. Not just yet. It's expanded is a little bit different. So then you add it all together, and this is your final answer. Okay? Take take one last look at that. So I hope you're starting to see the connection. And I'm sure this is just a review for you and that you've done it before and you're rocket scientists and stuff, so I'm not worried about you. But let's move on to expanded form now. Okay, expanded form is breaking numbers down by place value. So now we are going to break it down by individual numbers, not just by sections, okay? So take a look at this number. I added billions in this time, so our numbers are getting larger. So you can see I put the section names on here again: ones, thousands, millions, and billions. But if you look, here's the number again, just for reference, so you can see. I don't break it down by commas. I break it down by each individual number. So this is 30 billion for this 3 right here. This is 4 billion for this 4. This is 100,000 for this 1 here. And then I skip the 0 because it has no value. Basically, we're putting together an addition problem. So there's no purpose in adding a big row of zeros right here between the 100,000 and then, or the 100 million and the 9 million, because it has no value. What's the point of adding 0 in there? There's not a point. So then I skip the 0, I go to the 9, and it's 9 million. I skip this 0, this is 80,000 here. Then 7,000 for the 7, and finally our lone 4, just that 4 with no zeros behind it, okay? That is expanded form. And you can write it like this, or you can write it across, like you would write a simple addition problem, like 3 plus 5 or something. But I find it easier to write it like this, so you can see how the numbers come down and actually form the number that we're trying to write in expanded form, okay? So that's that. Right? That's a lot of zeros. It's going to take you a while to write that out. Make sure you count your zeros too, because if you put the wrong amount of zeros, you're going to mess yourself up. Okay? Alright, so now I think we're ready for some guided practice. What you're going to do is work on your own, and then you're going to check your work by unpausing me, and you're going to give yourself a little grade. Don't lie to yourself. It's not counting in for your real grade. But this is just for you to see how well you understand, okay? So for number 1, you're going to write in word and expanded form because you already have the number in standard form. So it's time to write it in word and expanded form. For number 2, you already have it in word form, so you're going to write it in standard and expanded form. And for number 3, you're going to write it in word and standard form because, as you can see by all these plus signs, this is in expanded form, okay? And this is written across like I said sometimes it would be. And you can write it across or you can write it up and down. You just have to recognize that both are correct, okay? So get started, put me on pause, and I will be here when you get back to go over your work with you. Alright, welcome back. Now it's time to grade yourself. Let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 was written in standard form above, and then you were supposed to translate it to word form. So I see we have a 1 section, a 1,000 section, a million section, and a billion section. So I'm going to start with this, billions. 210 billion, right? 95 million, 500,000, 893. Okay? Then in expanded form, I wrote it up and down, is 200 billion plus 10 billion plus 90 million plus 5 million plus 500,000 plus 800 plus 90 plus 3. Okay? Capiche? Capiche. Okay. Number 2, you already had it in word form. You already had it in word form. So here it is, 203,072,922. And you have a 1 section, you have a 1,000 section, and you have a million section. So let's start with the millions. 203 million. There it is. 72,000. There it is. 922. There it is. How easy is that? And then once you have it in standard, you can break it down to expanded and by each individual digit. So 200 million, 3 million, 70,000, 2,000, 922, all added together. That's expanded form. And finally, number 3, where you already had it in expanded form. Going from expanded to standard form is super easy because you just do the math. So as you can see here, 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is plus 2, right? Because that 2 is just off to the side, is 2. And then 0, 0, 0 plus 3 is 3. 0, 0, 0 is 0. 0, 0, 0, 4. 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, and 1. 12,004,032. Then if you, in your mind, put those little labels on each section, this is the ones, this is the thousands, and this is the millions. So we have 12 million, just like it's written here, 4,032, and you're done. Give yourself a grade out of 3, okay? Give yourself a grade out of 6 because there was 2 things you had to do for each guy. So that will be on your packet. Give yourself a little grade, and then I can see it, and I'll know how well you understand, and that's not factoring into your grade. It's just for me to know how much I need to go over it with you when we get back. So that's all for today. Fill in the rest of that packet and have a fabulous break. You only have 1 day off, but go on to the website, and there are some videos posted on this. Not by me, they're done by the Khan Academy, that guy with the blackboard and the neon writing utensil. I'm sure you've seen it before. You can go on there and he'll go over some additional problems if you're still confused. So when you come to school, there really should be no excuse. You should have everything done that needs to be done. Okay? I will see you Tuesday, bright and early, fresh-faced and happy, ready to learn. Bye-bye.